Good morning. Welcome to Crochet with Nonna Rosanna. I'm Rosanna, and today is August 1st. Can't believe it's August 1st already. And it is our wrap up for July's book cover inspiration. And July's book was Even Now, Ever After by Karen Kingsbury. I love the books, and it's two books in one basically. And the second book, I cried for hours reading this book. It is just heartbreaking, but with love and the emotions. It was wonderful. I think I'm going to read some more of her books. I really enjoyed Karen Kingsbury's book, and definitely going to read more. So the book cover is right here, and it had some beautiful pale colors to choose from. So the colors I used in my project this month, I finished a complete skein of light pink in Craft Smart, and I actually had to find some scraps to finish up my two last squares on it, and my scrap balls were this big, but I had a whole bunch of them, and thank goodness I keep my scraps, or some. I went to Michael's twice, and none was in stock, so I'm so glad I keep my scraps for that. So that's the first color in the blanket. And then the next color I used as the army suit is a Super Saver Red Heart in the color Frosty Green. Colors are turning out fantastic today. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And the other color I use, there's a little bit of tiny bit of burgundy in it. So I used burgundy, also a red heart. The pattern I chose was from Jada and Stitches. She's a fabulous teacher, and I learned how to crochet from Jada, and also Bag O' Day and Creative Grandma. Those were the main channels I watched when I first started crocheting 3 years ago. So they really helped me, and I'm really pleased. And the pattern I chose was the heart in the center of a granny square. And I thought it was so fitting for this book because it is all about true love, which was fabulous. So I am going to show you my blanket. It's going to be short and sweet. Last week was a very busy week for us, and this week is starting to look pretty busy too. So Mom is at the doctor's with my stepdad right now and getting her blood tests done. And once she finds out if her platelets are all right, we either start chemo tomorrow or we go one more week, and then hopefully her platelets will rise again. So there's nothing you can do, nothing you can eat, no kind of things. Mom's had some blood transfusion, and they've done a couple other chemical things, infusions to help her platelets. But after having so many rounds of chemo, my mom has had lymphomas 19 years, so she had gone through 5 different rounds of chemo for that. And now with this small cell cancer, it's a different type of chemo. It's much stronger. So her platelets are quite low, so they don't want to take a chance on harming her any more than they have to. So short and sweet, like I said. So this is the pattern I chose. Make sure I'm showing you the right way. It's the heart, and very simple pattern. And every once in a while I fudged up on my count, so I just fudged it. I just kind of put 2 stitches or skipped a stitch. So it did work out. It is exactly 30 inches by 40 inches. And how I did that on my border is on the sides, I used a single crochet. And then in the corners, I single crochet, chain 2, and did a half double crochet. So this is a lot taller than it is on the sides, so I could get my measurements. Because we don't want the lapghan too wide, or else it gets stuck in the wheelchair wheels. That makes sense? So that's the blanket. And I'll put a picture in here because I don't block any of these, and I don't wash any of my blankets till December, because that's when I donate them to the seniors home. So I'm really pleased how it turned out. Just for the border, I did 2 rounds. Well, I did the first round and did 2 rounds, one of burgundy, then no, 3 rounds, sorry. One of burgundy, 2 rounds of the light green, and then one of burgundy, 1 round and 1 round to finish it off to get my correct size. And I did the zigzag stitch, which is basically slip stitching in one, going over to the other side, slip stitching, and you slip stitch through the top, not through the bottom. And it just forms a really pretty zigzag. And I thought that would be nice for the delicate heart. So I'm very happy. Another lapghan completed. So that was it. Very pleased how it turned out. And that's it for Even Now Ever After. And I just wanted to show you Carlotta's blanket. Carlotta has sent me in a project every month, which is wonderful for our book cover inspiration. And it's beautiful. She said she had a few problems. She had to rip back a few times because the pattern wasn't working out the way it should. But the pattern is from the book Mandala Style Throws to Crochet. And she used all her scrap yarns. It's a beautiful, beautiful pattern. I'm going to show you hopefully, the whole screen, and you won't see any of me maybe, but it's a stunning blanket. Carlotta, you just do wonderful work. Thank you very much for sending it in so I could share it with everybody. And it's gorgeous. You have great, great insight with all your colors that you choose all the time, and your patterns are fantastic. So thank you very much, Carlotta, for sharing that with us. And for my next book, I'm just going to give you a little preface. It's not one of my favorite books today, but it's August, and my daughter's birthday is in August, my eldest. And being naive, I think I was 26 at the time, I thought, oh, I'm going to join a book club and I'll be able to read now that I'm going to be a stay-home mother. Well, boy, was I wrong. And the very first book I read, which was years later from joining this book club, I think I canceled after 3 or 4 months because I knew they sent you like 4 books to start, and then every month you got 2 books. Back in the days when you used to read off paper books, now I use an iPad or my e-reader. But my first book that I read from that 37 years-ish ago it's called Midnight by Dean Koontz. It's horror, but not real horror. It was a futuristic look, basically, at what happens with computers, and is very interesting. And I'm going to reread it again because I've chosen this book for August, and I chose it because it was the first book that really got me back into reading again. You know, you have to read in high school and in college, and, not for pleasure, just for work. And this was my first pleasure book in years and years. So I thought it'd be appropriate, the month of August, when my daughter was born, and one of my first books that got me back into reading again. So this is Dean Koontz, and he has a lot of mysteries with children. Not too happy about those ones, but a lot of mystery sci-fi that are realistic but not realistic. And reading back on this, like, it's been, over 37 years that I've read it, looking at the future and futuristic things. So I thought this would be a good book to do. The colors are really neat. It's got green and black and a beautiful blue in there, and yellow. And I think that's it. There's several different books, but this is the one that I chose the colors to be a little bit, some of them were just blue and black and white. So I thought, with the yellow and the moon and everything, it would be wonderful to choose. So that's the book that we're going to get our inspiration off this month for colors. And I will come back mid-month and let you know my yarns and the pattern I'm choosing. So I will talk to you on a whip weekend this Friday or Saturday, sorry. And we will talk soon. Bye for now.